Is this personal at all for you because of what's happened?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Like, there's no way people can just get away with putting their hands on me, and that's just, you're getting a free pass.
Fabio Wardley reportedly confronted Daniel Dubois following a devastating knockout, with tension spilling over later at the airport in a scene that quickly descended into chaos. An enraged Wardley moved directly toward Dubois, and what started as a heated exchange escalated into a physical altercation in front of stunned fans and security personnel attempting to intervene. Wardley was seen strongly accusing Dubois of foul play, pushing him during the confrontation, and repeatedly calling for an immediate rematch to settle the dispute. Fabio Wardley appeared visibly upset in the aftermath of his heavy knockout defeat, acknowledging that Daniel Dubois had been giving him major trouble for much of the contest. Even with the damage he absorbed during the fight, Wardley was not ready to fully move on from the loss, suggesting that the rivalry between them may still have more chapters to come. He went on to express openness toward running it back, implying that a second clash between the two heavyweight contenders would be something fans would strongly want to see again.
Because that means they get to see it again, maybe, and they get another go at it. So, yeah, it's still a bitter pill to swallow. It's not a...
Frank Warren expressed clear disappointment over the post-fight disorder, stating that incidents of this nature harm the reputation of boxing as a whole. At the same time, he acknowledged that the tension between Fabio Wardley and Daniel Dubois has now escalated beyond the ring and become personal. What initially began as a hard-fought heavyweight battle is now evolving into one of the sport's most intense and talked-about rivalries.
Won't be any more of it, that's for sure. And everybody wants to show some respect to each other. And let's see the fight where it should happen, in the ring.
Eddie Hearn revealed that the situation between the two fighters escalated dramatically, with tempers reaching a point where a physical altercation almost broke out. He explained that the hostility, verbal exchanges, and unwillingness to step down from either side have intensified an already fiery rivalry. As a result, the buildup has only added more excitement around the matchup, with fans now more eager than ever to see what comes next between Fabio Wardley and Daniel Dubois.
You know, I think when you're getting poked like that in a face-to-face, you know, after a while the temper goes, and it's good. You know, I think it's going to be that kind of...
Adam Smith has acknowledged the disorder that unfolded, but he also pointed out that this kind of unpredictability is part of what defines boxing, an intense sport driven by emotion and split-second chaos. While he didn't fully support the way events escalated, he suggested that incidents like these inevitably amplify attention and raise the profile of the fighters involved. He went on to explain that the rivalry between Fabio Wardley and Daniel Dubois has now moved beyond simple competition, evolving into a narrative-driven conflict that fans find impossible to ignore.
The fight business, and it's just made it even bigger, and we wait to see what happens next. And I'm a storyteller, and I love the interest and intrigue in matchups, and I think this is a fight that the casuals will just revel in. Is it controversial? Have we already seen controversy?
Raid Plemons described the bout in extremely harsh terms, emphasizing just how punishing and violent the contest turned out to be for Fabio Wardley. He suggested that Wardley was absorbing damage well beyond what is typically seen at heavyweight level, underlining the severity of the exchanges throughout the fight. Although Wardley's resilience in defeat has earned respect, there is also growing concern about his physical condition, highlighting how dangerous this level of professional boxing can become.
Got to a point where Fabio is stumbling around. He's not even aware of his surroundings. It doesn't look like the doctors are checking on him round after round. And you know, I said Daniel had big stones to get off the canvas. Fabio Wardley's got a chin of iron because he ate some absolute nukes. Shots that put Anthony Joshua on the floor from Daniel Dubois and probably would have put a lesser man in the hospital that night. I mean, I'm sure Fabio's in the hospital now, but stretcher.
Carl Frock analyzed the performance of Fabio Wardley and highlighted several technical weaknesses in his approach during the fight. He pointed out that Wardley's aggressive mindset often replaced disciplined boxing, suggesting that he prioritized pressure over structure. Rather than building his attacks methodically, Wardley appeared to pursue the knockout too eagerly, which in turn left openings that could be exploited. Despite those issues, Froch still believes Wardley's career is far from finished, but he emphasized that the bout exposed important gaps in his fundamentals that will need attention going forward.
Wardley neglected all of his little bit of boxing skill, what he's learned over the white collar and through the fights that he's been involved in. I mean, he's had a fantastic career, and I don't think this is the end of Fabio Wardley at all, but he showed that he's a bit naive and a bit green. Like I said, his attacks were very crude. I don't know what Ben Davison should have been telling him. Stop throwing that overhand right from out of range. It's like he's looking for the knockout punch. He's not even got his feet.
Dominic Ingle offered a very blunt evaluation, implying that Fabio Wardley may already have absorbed enough punishment to make a full return to elite-level contention extremely difficult. He acknowledged Wardley's natural ability and the improvements he has shown, but also raised doubts about whether those strengths are enough to compete with established world-class champions at this point in his career. Overall, it served as a stark reminder of how unforgiving the heavyweight division can be, where a single fight can heavily influence a fighter's long-term trajectory.
There's a slight difference fighting a world champion, a legitimate world champion for a title, and beating a world champion who's already a world champion. And Fabio Wardley hasn't beat a current world champion to be the champion, has he?
Josie Park has been a champion.
Yeah, but he wasn't the champion, right?
Barry McGuigan issued a serious caution regarding the future of Fabio Wardley, stressing that the level of punishment he took in the fight is too significant to overlook. He suggested that even the idea of running the matchup back could place Wardley in a dangerous position physically, given what he endured. For him, concern for the fighter's well-being clearly comes before any sporting rivalry, highlighting just how severe and damaging that contest truly was.
But I don't think he should fight. I genuinely don't think he should take that rematch. I think that's too dangerous. I genuinely think he took way too much punishment, and that was so severe. If I were him, I'd never fight.
Johnny Nelson pointed out clear signs of breakdown in the performance of Fabio Wardley during the fight, explaining that he began the contest with solid basics and a well-structured approach. However, he noted that once the original game plan stopped being effective, Wardley struggled to adjust or bring in an alternative strategy. From that moment onward, his performance unraveled, revealing a key weakness when operating at the highest level of competition where adaptability is crucial.
First half of the fight, he kept his shape. You know, the jabs were working, dominating head to body. Kept slinging that big right hand over the top. Now and again, he's whip it up the middle. He had good feet for a big guy, good feet. And I thought, you look the part. But then there was no plan B that he could rely on if that didn't work. And you saw from round 6, he lost his shape. The shape had gone because there was no plan B. You know, when he get hit, it was like he completely turned. And trust me, this boy's got no...
Derek Chisora didn't mince his words when assessing the performance of Fabio Wardley, arguing that his strategy leaned too much on raw punching strength rather than disciplined boxing technique. He suggested that Wardley neglected key fundamentals, such as establishing a consistent jab, and instead attempted to hunt for a knockout too early. According to him, that approach created openings in Wardley's defense, especially against higher-level opponents who are quick to exploit such mistakes.
Fabio was not ready for boxing. You no jab, nothing, looking for power shots. It's like he didn't train. He was busy commentating. Little bastard. He was supposed to fucking train in the gym. Dude, how many jabs did Fabio chuck? Less jabs. He didn't chuck no jabs. He didn't do anything with...
Duke McKenzie delivered a very direct assessment of the punishment absorbed by Fabio Wardley, emphasizing both his resilience and the level of damage he endured. He noted that Wardley showed remarkable courage by continuing to exchange under intense pressure, even when the exchanges were consistently heavy. However, he also pointed out that the repeated clean right-hand shots raised serious questions about Wardley's long-term durability in the sport. In his view, the fight reached a point where bravery began to blur into unnecessary risk, leaving even seasoned observers unsettled about what might come next for him.
Fabio Wardley has got a heart as big as a bucket, and some of the punches he took last night, he may not come back from, because he was taking right hands. He was eating them so flush. It was quite brutal to watch at times. I actually felt sorry for Fabio.
David Haye described the contest as a true heavyweight classic, pointing to the relentless pace, bravery, and high intensity shown by both men throughout the bout. In his view, the fight captured everything fans expect from the division at its best: constant action, dramatic shifts in momentum, and both fighters refusing to take a step back. He added that it was the type of encounter that sticks in the memory, the kind supporters will revisit repeatedly because of how explosive and unpredictable each round turned out to be.
I've never seen a heavyweight fight that captivating, that entertaining, round after round, backwards and forwards. The heart on these guys, the balls, the bravery. That's what you want to pay. That's what you want to. We hope every time we tune in for a heavyweight championship, you're getting that type of energy. They both gave everything they had. I could watch that 10 times.
Daniel Dubois looked back on a grueling contest in which early nerves nearly put him out of rhythm and took control away from him in the opening stages. He explained that he was able to steady himself as the fight went on, using determination and toughness to turn things back in his favor and ultimately come away with the win. Dubois admitted the bout took him to a difficult mental and physical place, where simply enduring the pressure required deep reserves of resilience. A key moment in the corner highlighted just how intense the situation had become, and in the end it was his fighting spirit and refusal to break that secured the victory.
What a warrior he is, and came through that test, coming off the back of a loss. I was a bit nervy to start off with and a bit all over the place, but I pulled it together and got the victory.
Ajit Cable emphasized how wild and unpredictable the matchup turned out to be, with control of the fight constantly shifting between both competitors. He noted that even after knockdowns and sustained heavy trading, each fighter managed to recover quickly and respond, creating a true back-and-forth war inside the ring. According to his assessment, it went far beyond a technical contest, becoming a test of endurance, courage, and survival under pressure, all on full display for the audience. He concluded that this is exactly the kind of heavyweight encounter that delivers shock moments, excitement, and non-stop entertainment from beginning to end.
This fight was very hard for two guys, but I think for the crowd was also a nice fight. Unbelievable. I like it.
Was you surprised about the heart that Daniel showed?
Yes, 100% I was surprised. But Daniel gave a good performance. He was in the first set and the fourth round, I don't know. He was one down.
Second, sorry?
In the second round, he was down, and in the first round, he was down. And
first round and second round, yeah.
Crazy. But he come back,
Fraser Clark praised Daniel Dubois by describing him as a true warrior, stressing that the fight was defined more by violence and intensity than refined technical boxing. In his view, the contest was far from a calculated tactical showdown. Instead, it unfolded like an all-out battle where resilience and toughness outweighed style or finesse. He added that both fighters gave everything they had inside the ring, turning the bout into a raw showcase of grit, determination, and physical sacrifice that is likely to stay in fans' memories for a long time.
Yeah, well done, Daniel Dubois. Fabio Wardley, absolute warrior. It wasn't the most skilled heavyweight fight I've ever seen, but it was just what the fans wanted to see. The fans wanted that. That was blood and guts, but well done, Daniel Dubois. Good fight.
Sam Jones was visibly taken aback by the sheer disorder and intensity of the contest, describing it as one of those rare fights where the action felt almost unbelievable in real time. He noted that after early knockdowns scored by Fabio Wardley, the momentum shifted dramatically when Daniel Dubois refused to be broken and responded with renewed aggression. Jones praised Dubois for showing a lion-hearted mentality, explaining how he managed to swing control back in his favor and gradually wear Wardley down with cleaner, more precise punching. At the same time, he emphasized that it was not a one-sided affair, also giving credit to Wardley's exceptional durability and resistance under pressure. Ultimately, he described it as a punishing heavyweight battle where both fighters demonstrated toughness, fearlessness, and the willingness to endure extreme punishment in pursuit of victory at the highest level.
It was just incredible. I couldn't believe what I was watching at times there. I mean, listen, it was all going wrong at the start, wasn't it? When Fabio put him down a couple of times, but Daniel showed the heart of a lion in there. Got it together, got behind his jab, and really started busting Fabio up. And by the way, Fabio Wardley is one hard bastard. My God, what a hard man. So is Daniel Dubois. Two very, very tough, strong men going at it for the world heavyweight title.
Dave Coldwell was visibly impressed by the amount of punishment absorbed throughout the fight, particularly highlighting how Fabio Wardley repeatedly stayed on his feet despite taking heavy, clean shots. He pointed out that it is extremely uncommon in the heavyweight division to see a fighter withstand that level of damage and still remain upright, praising Wardley's remarkable ability to absorb punishment. According to him, the contest shifted away from technical boxing and became more about survival, durability, and sheer mental strength. Coldwell's reaction reflected just how draining and punishing the encounter was, with both fighters pushing each other to the edge without either of them completely breaking down. In the end, he described it as the type of performance that commands respect across the boxing world, because only genuine warriors can endure that kind of sustained punishment and still make it to the final bell.
What a fight! And what a chin! I can't believe, after all that, after all the punishment itself, Wardley's still never been down. Incredible chin. The man's built different. Unbelievable. And what a performance from Dubois.
Dave Allen reflected on how tense and unpredictable the opening stages of the fight were, noting that the momentum could have easily swung in a different direction early on. He pointed out that Fabio Wardley had chances to take control when Daniel Dubois appeared briefly exposed, but those opportunities were not fully taken advantage of. Allen went on to praise Dubois for his ability to recover and adjust under pressure, saying that this quality sets him apart from many other heavyweights and gives his style something distinctive. He also emphasized the psychological aspect of the contest, explaining that early nerves had the potential to completely alter how the fight unfolded. Instead, Dubois managed to regain his composure, make the necessary adjustments, and seize control during crucial moments of the bout. In the end, he highlighted that at the highest level of boxing, success is not only about strength and aggression, but also about timing, calm decision-making, and staying composed when things start to go wrong inside the ring.
Put him over, Dubois got back up. Dubois was nervous as anything. Felt bad for him in the first round. He was really jittery. Fabio probably really, looking back, I should have just jumped all over him, because Dubois, as great as Dubois is, and he's a fantastic fighter. On top, he's probably the best heavyweight in the world on top. You know, Usyk befuddled him, and you know he can get beat Dubois because he's a real enigma, to be honest. I'm a big fan of him, but he's there. He's just.
Stan Dubois expressed strong admiration for the performance, describing it as a clear and impressive example of what Daniel Dubois can produce when operating at his peak. His reaction reflected clear satisfaction with how the contest was executed, especially considering the pressure and anticipation that surrounded the build-up. When asked about a possible future matchup with Alexander Usyk, he responded in a straightforward manner, showing little urgency to immediately pursue another major showdown. Instead, his stance suggested a more careful path forward, prioritizing timing, growth, and continued development rather than rushing into the biggest possible fights. Overall, his comments conveyed confidence in Dubois' performance, while also highlighting a cautious and thoughtful approach to the next stage of his heavyweight career.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. He showed what he was made of tonight, and he delivered. That's all I can say.
What were you saying to him in between rounds?
Knock him out.
Stan, before you go, do you want to see him fight Alexander Usyk again?
No, I want to see him fight this giant.
Frank Warren has kept the situation deliberately open, confirming that a rematch option remains active and that any final decision will depend on how events unfold in the heavyweight division. He explained that there is no rush to lock in the next step, with timing and overall division developments playing a major role in shaping what comes next for Daniel Dubois. According to him, future matchups, promotional considerations, and business decisions will all influence the direction of Dubois' career moving forward. The message highlights how carefully major boxing events are handled behind the scenes, where outcomes remain flexible and nothing is fully decided until the right moment arrives.
Well, there is a rematch clause, so we'll see what happens.
If they decide to pass it for now.
We'll see what pans out in the next few months with all these various heavyweight fights that are happening. And that'll determine what...
Don Charles called for patience in the aftermath of the fight, emphasizing that Daniel Dubois should be given adequate time to recover before any major career decisions are considered. He pointed out how impressive it was for Dubois to produce such a strong performance so soon after suffering a stoppage defeat, describing it as a notable response and a clear turnaround. Rather than discussing rematches or potential opponents, he insisted that the focus should remain on rest, recovery, and taking time to reflect. His comments serve as a reminder that beneath the intensity and pressure of heavyweight boxing, fighters require space to heal both physically and mentally after enduring such punishing contests in the ring.
Anthony Joshua had a rematch clause when he fought Daniel. That's up to them. If they want to exercise it, like I said, it's too premature. Let's go and digest this win. Let Daniel go and have some rest. Remember, that's him coming off the back of a loss, a stoppage loss, and to pull out that sort of performance.
The situation in the heavyweight scene remains wide open, with everything still very much up in the air. Nothing has been resolved yet, and the division is buzzing with activity after a series of explosive moments. From devastating knockouts to tense confrontations, Fabio Wardley and Daniel Dubois have now built a rivalry that is already leaving a strong mark on fans. While promoters are weighing up rematch clauses and trainers are emphasizing recovery time, there is still a sense that people are trying to fully grasp the toll of what took place inside the ring. What is certain is that this storyline is not finished, and the next decision could have a major impact on the entire division. If you found this breakdown interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your prediction in the comments. And the big question remains, if a rematch happens next, who comes out on top?